Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, first I have to start off with this cat fight is getting good. It's a distraction, but these boys really want to show why men should not always be the leaders. And especially when I see the church leaders or the males talk about women and degrade us or say how we're supposed to be, well, one, submissive, two, never a leader, three, that we are supposed to just be in either the background or we're not allowed to argue against our husbands or whatever garbage dribble that is. But I think right now it's kind of showing. We're kind of showing ourselves, aren't we? Oops. Oops. But at the same time, they're kind of doing all of this at the same time of showing their racism. Yeah, isn't that right? Republicans keep saying that they're not racist, but then they turn around and say that Democrats have reverse racism when no, in fact, we are still trying to create an equilibrium of the race issues that we still face today. But when a lot of Republican whites or MAGA or even some Democratic Caucasian white, like European ancestry type of people, when they see it, some of them still don't even know what DEI equals. Many of them do not know what people of color and Black people and LGBTQ and people with disabilities go through when going to job interviews. And some people think, oh, when they get the job, that means they took it away from a white person. And we even have like straight white people suing and some even winning when it's just sometimes especially when I watch marketing and advertising news and I see outlandish commercials or commercials that have a hint of racism in it. And so sometimes I look up who was in charge of these commercials, who did this degrading thing. And uh, with the nerd channel, I should start, like, there's a whole list of things I need to do with the nerd channel. There's a whole lot of things I need to do on this channel still, but I'm one woman and trying to do an episode every single day while I write, while I create. Yeah, I'm rowing this entire cruise ship or whatever. Or not rowing, but you driving the cruise ship, trying not to hit an iceberg, but I think I've already hit a few, but my YouTube channel is as messy as my life. Okay, let's keep going. When it comes to just trying to equal everything out, especially even the Crown Act, like, Republicans keep saying they're not racist while doing racist things. Isn't that right? Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Because even with the Crown Act, a lot of them voted against it, but then when they were interviewed about it, I think Lauren Boebert was the one that laughed it off, and she said something ridiculous about it. And then, like, when they quizzed her or questioned her on it, oh, I'm not being racist. That's just blah blah blah. It's just like, no, that's being racist. Especially if she's one who, other than 50 Cent or other than rich Black people, I don't really see her mingling and sitting down with Black people. It's like I know she sat with yeah, the mission, or it's like, I mean, he's not Black, but I mean, yeah, let's see, 50 Cent, Kid Rock, probably Tiger Woods. Like, I mean, I know he was at the White House, so I kind of wonder, was she there too? But even though, yeah, Tiger Woods is now dating a Trump, which is kind of, I mean, it's not surprising, but it's amusing. Yeah, Stephen Colbert, we need our cartoon president to come back. I need it to come back because with this messiness and all of the evidence of their racist, no good, poorly educated, just, oh, yeah, we need that show back. It got me through the first term. So please and thank you. Please and thank you. And I know a lot of people, and this episode is about a combination of things like normal, but it really concentrate on how a lot of white people get so offended when we call them racist and bigots when they do racist and bigot things. It's like I just posted an episode with evidence of when Haley Bailey was the Little Mermaid, and I talked a lot about different characters from different movies that were black and female, and everyone was hating on them. And how even with Ironheart, people are hating on it already. And okay, I'm going to tell a really good big truth right now. Like black women, we already know everyone's against us. We already know we get hate all of the time. Whenever we get a job, they say it's only because we're black. We can't be smart. We can't be talented. And even when we go to college, I've already told you about my ex and his mother. But because even when I finished writing the rough draft of my novel, my ex refused to read it. He was like, only if you get it published. Oh, once I get it published, he is gonna be upset and I'm gonna love it. But anyway, oh, and I gave him one of the poems I to read and to give back to me that I wrote in college for one of my assignments. And because I got a small reward from it for our scholarship, and I found it in the trash. Every time I was working and creating on ideas for my businesses. Once I was able to move out the house, I was saving money to move out the house, but then he was slowing me down by keep asking me for money, asking me to get his car out of the repo, like telling me that he needs me to go to the bank, get money, or like around $300 to $400 so he can go get a new vehicle once his old vehicle broke down. It's like he always dragged me down. And a lot of the men in my dating life dragged me down. Some of them were black, but a lot of them were white and Asian too. Each time they dragged me down, they didn't think much of me. So, like, one of them even told me, it's not like you're ever going to do anything with this anyway. It's not like you're actually going to be an author. It's not like you're actually going to start a business. So, why don't you just give me the money anyway? Because you're just going to be wasting it with what with your goals or ideas. But they say they're not race. And the thing is, I, we already know how a lot of the white Caucasian MAGA are bigots and racists. A lot of them. I didn't say all. I said a lot of them. But in the back of my mind, in my opinion, yeah, you already know. And some blame it on religion. Some blame it on the Confederate history. Some blame it on, well, their ignorance in history. A lot of them blame it on their ignorance in history. Because when they say, well, you guys have black colleges and universities, so don't you think we should have white colleges and universities? But oh no, you'll say that's racist. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Are you this stupid? Are you this dumb? How come people from other countries already know the history of education within America? How come they know you don't know? And or even beauty standards. So many people want to say black women aren't as beautiful or pretty, or we have to straighten our hair, and or we have to look a certain way. But it's kind of funny how they keep saying how black women need to look more like white women, while white women, a lot of them are getting surgeries. Some of them look a hot mess, but even with their behinds, they're trying to enhance, and they're going to the gym doing countless squats, and or the way they even try to put ringlets in their hair or braids in their hair, but then they don't do braid. Like when they do braids, they need to do it in a different way so that, because their hair is weaker at the, well, African Americans have weaker strands of hair, but our hair can withstand, especially since it's more coarse, our hair can withstand the braiding process and things. Caucasian hair, yeah, it's like, it's like, I just remember one young lady I know, she got braids. Her scalp is so red. Ooh, her scalp is so red. But anyway, it's like, it's just crazy how, like, because even when Kim Kardashian did it, it's just showing how they try to tell us that we have to look like, because even with the Hispanic community, because that's a great example of what I'm about to say about they always want us to be lighter in order to be accepted. We have to be lighter. And within, because I just found out about this within the last year and a half, but very much over the last 6 months, because the Hispanic community has been even posting and writing how if they date a black woman, people will pull them to the side like, what in the world are you doing? You're ruining our race. You're ruining our family. You better get a white woman and stuff like that. And I've already mentioned in another episode how black women are swept left the most often. And I've already shown you guys so many screenshots, and I have so many more to share once I have a little bit more time. But especially, white men hate on me every single day. Every single day, every single day. And it's kind of entertaining. I will admit, because at first it was kind of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. But then I had to realize, these are white Republican men. I cannot be surprised. I'm not surprised. A lot of these men were in prison or out of prison, or they don't know how to save a penny to their name. And a lot of them hate that a black woman has standards like I do. And it's amusing how I've had men even write me telling me, it's a bummer that you have these standards because I don't meet them, but I have this many inches and I'm 6 foot, whatever. And it's like, did I ever say any standards based off of any type of size? Honey boo boo, I want a big heart and a big brain. I'm a sapiosexual, sorry, dismissed. So I just think it's amusing and very tiresome with some of the responses that I get, and some men who are like, you're almost 40 or you're 40 years old and you still don't know how to date. You still don't blah, blah. And it's just like, honey, I am. I am of this age, this wonderful, beautiful, and amazing age where I have learned with so many men who, when I want to pursue my goals, a lot of men who have, and I'm not saying all this only hurts if you are one of them, but a lot of men with high school diplomas, they tell me that I was irresponsible because I don't have any babies. I don't have any kids. They say a woman's job is to have kids, not to start businesses, not to go to college, not to get degrees. And why would any man ever want a smart woman? Do you know how many times I have heard that? And oh yeah, it's buried now in pictures, but I have actually had men, because there's some women's groups on Facebook and stuff that I'm in, and someone brought up, why have men broken up with you? And I've mentioned the fact that men said they don't want a smart woman. And this one African American guy came back and he just started saying, oh, you're the issue, you're the problem, you must be the problem. And no, no. No, I know I'm not the problem. And okay, now I'm gonna get really petty and spill some tea. Ooh, I hope you have something to sip on. But Black women against the world, Black women against racism, sexism, bigotry, and fascism. It's exhausting, but I know a lot of women, a lot of good women out here. Usually the men come back to us. In 2025, I think I mentioned in another episode, so far, 5 guys this year, we're only in June, have tried to contact me back to either take me out to dinner or to talk or to apologize or to even come to an understanding with what they did wrong to me. And the thing is, every year, every single year, I have had at least one, two, maybe even three contact. But this year, it's been 5. And so a lot of people want to put down Black women, but and also men want to put down Black women who are single mothers, where you don't know what she had to go through. And then some men are like, if a woman leaves a man, she's selfish. But then they don't say the same thing when a man leaves the woman. If the man leaves the woman, that means she didn't meet all of his needs. That means she had to try harder. That means he must have done so much and so like this and this or whatever. And it's like, no, 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 boo boo. If one is selfish, the other should be selfish. If the if one left from selfless ways, the other, like, I mean, I'm saying from the same scenario. If one cheats, that's one scenario. Is like if the woman cheats or the man cheats and then they leave, that's selfish. But if the partner leaves because they're tired of those games, selfless. Because sometimes, like when you have children, you have to show your children that you still love yourself enough to leave a toxic, terrible environment. And throughout this video, like always, I try to show receipts in as many episodes as I can. But African American women, I'll probably show these articles in other episodes too. But it's just amazing how much or how many things Republicans have said to me about Democrats are the racist ones. Oh, Black women, you guys don't know how to do A, B, and C. You say, oh, and you think you guys are smart, and you're not smart. And it's like, one recently even told me, you know you're taking the Asian people's places. You know you're stealing their spots. Wow. But yeah, it's like, but I'm not even going to say it's all white MAGA. Because Asian MAGA too. I've noticed a lot of Asian MAGA over the last few years, especially since the Disney Little Mermaid with Hailey Bailey. Because a lot of the hate and a lot of the times where they refer to her as either the N word or a monster or a monkey is from an Asian person. And so when I say Black women against the world, yes, against the world. Because we are hated on in so many different ways. It's like they want to copy us and steal from us our ideas and everything like that. But then at the same time, they want to be separate from us. They want to take our culture, even with hairstyles and music and clothing and things, but they want to make sure they are separated as far away from us as humanly possible. And all of this while, and this time I even, put a link for all the Independence Days. Look at which countries each country had to have independence from. And I have another article where it shows only 2 countries don't have an Independence Day. If you compare the list, you might be amused with why those 2 countries have never had an Independence Day. But ironically, Many people from around the world are trying to look like the same exact people who have never had to have an Independence Day, if you look at the pattern. So if you catch what I'm saying, it's like people dog on those who have had to fight for independence from people, but then they are so determined to look like that the capturers, the colonizing. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy. In my mind, it's crazy because really? Because oh yeah, look at the one on the upper left with the pink square and the white P with the yeah, that one. Compare those two. Open those two. I mean, open all of them to, get a little, education. But yeah, it's just crazy with how many people try to tell black women that we're racist or we're the reason why our country is so divided in things when it comes to getting jobs, when it comes to education, when it comes to opportunity, when it comes to almost anything, even starting businesses. When I tell people I'm trying to start my own business and I say, oh, yeah, I need to look up grants and things like that. And they're like, I've had people tell me, you're only going to get it because you're black. Oh, when I tell people I have 3 degrees, oh, on the dating apps, like I have so many screenshots. I'll probably mix some of those in this episode, but so many people, not only white men, but all different types of men who tell me that there is no way I can have 3 degrees. They say there's no way that I can have a bachelor's and a master's and an MBA and my 3 certifications. There's no way. When I tell men that I did promotional modeling, yeah, some of the awful mean things, or even the fact when I say that I'm working to be an author, either they call me a nerd or they say that's not what black women are supposed to do. When I say I invest, do you know how many men have told me that investing is only for white men? And it's just, I keep saying it's crazy because it's crazy because we have all around the world, we have Independence Days. And we've had to gain our independence from white men. But then when you see me doing something, you tell me it's only for white men, but then they don't think that's racist. When I say I'm going to publish or write and publish my books, they say black women are not supposed to do that. But then those who do, they want to ban those books because they don't want their children reading perspectives that are outside of their demographic because, oh, that's scary. They don't want their children having empathy, sympathy for people that are different from them. They don't want them to see the history that has, come to pass. Especially, and I've mentioned it so many times, but sometimes people have to hear things around 7 times for them to, click in the brain. But we have at least 15 drowned cities around America. I've had this in many episodes with links to click on to learn from, but at least 15 drowned cities. And drowned cities real quick are cities where after slavery, after they were freed, they started their own towns and cities and they were doing amazing, great, wonderful. But then the white people didn't like it, so they went, burned it down, and slaughtered and hurt many. And then they drowned it in water to create so that the black people could not return. But now, and that's one reason why when I hear white people talk about, oh, the inner cities, oh, they're slums, oh, like, okay, well, do you know how many times African Americans had wonderful, amazing, beautiful towns? And you hated that? You hated when black people had beautiful cities and towns. And so many times, you guys, would, well, a different day, a different episode, but so often you guys did your best to ruin the 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 possibilities, and you created stereotypes, and also you inserted the special candy in the inner city so much, so often. And the policing, which American police started off as slave catchers, kind of rings true till this day with how they do it. I tell you guys, or I've said the story about the times I've been pulled over. The first time, the guy was like, "Oh, I get to give this N word her first ticket." Yeah, that was in the Royal. Yeah, that was Royal Oak. And then in the Flint area, it was because I had my college tassel on my mirror. Till this day, I get so scared. I don't hang anything on there. He got me out of the car, poured everything out of my purse, and patted me down for 15 minutes, touching every single part of my body. Then the other time, the policeman literally followed me for about 15 to 20 minutes, all the way to my house, all the way to the garage. Didn't turn on his lights until I like put up the garage door and opened my car door. Then he, with his, not mic, but I can't, bullhorn, whatever it's called, told me to get back into the car, questioned me for 20 minutes, even though my ID address matched the address I was at. He called me a liar. And he was like, "Why are you here? I live here." And he was like, "You don't look like you live here." And then he made the excuse of my brake lights being out, not knowing that I just got an oil change. Yeah, but yeah, listen to I tell the whole story in another episode. But black women, I know what we go through on a daily basis. It's like the crowns of our hair, they want to put down, our curves and bodies they want to put down. Whenever we are a lead role, oh yeah, we're not allowed to be a lead role. They hope it fails, they want it to fail. And it's not just white men, it's men from all around the world. They don't want us to be much of anything, and it's so sad and pathetic and terrible. But then they don't want to be called bigots. They don't want to be called racist. How come bigots don't want to be called bigots and racists don't want to be called racist? How come they want to say some of the most degrading, awful, terrible, stupid, poorly educated things, but then they don't want to be called what they are? But then some of them are going to turn around and try to say, I'm being a racist or I'm being a bigot or whatever because I'm pointing out facts, because I show the evidence. Because again, I have so much evidence and screenshots from these men calling me out of my name and telling me that I have no business having an education, that I should have had babies, and that's all I should have ever done. And or as a black woman, I am not supposed to have A, B, and C, or with my standards, they know I don't meet any of the standards that I have because I am black. See, if I was a white woman, they would not have treated me the same. I know that as a fact. Because a lot of them in their messaging, if you really read their messaging, when they say, I know you don't, okay, how do you know that? How would you guess that? How would you think that? But it's sad and revolting and terrible. But that is the world we live in. So please check out the links that I provided and again, look at the screenshots. I'm going to add more screenshots and upload more. I have a lot of typing to do for the novel and the greeting card thing. Yeah, let's just say the website, greeting cards, novels, activity books, children's books, the website, like just et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, so much. But thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.